Where are my forever advancing yourself people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. How you all doing today? Let me just get this kind of set up here. And I hope you all are doing good today. I'm trying to finish hardening off plants. I'm trying to finish hardening off plants. This has got a little delay to it. Just a moment. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse. It's great to see you all this morning. I need to go and look at something. Just a minute. I think I'll just deal with that one. That's more like it. How you all doing today? I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. And like I said, I'm Priscilla. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse. And I'm out of West Memphis, Arkansas. My growth zone is zone 7B. And my last frost date is going to be April the 3rd, which is next month. So, I'm going to try to get right to it. How you all doing? I'm going to be planting some sweet corn, early sun glow hybrid corn this morning, along with some sweet corn, Stowell evergreen, which is the white corn. And I just wanted to say, it doesn't matter how many times you think you got everything laid out to get started, right? And as soon as you think you got it laid out, you're going to have to start all back over and go out the room and find this and find that. But how many of you know when you're gardening and you're making videos, it's almost impossible to get everything that you need right on the site from the very beginning, where you don't have to leave the camera. Okay. I have been really enjoying hardening off. It's kind of dark right here in this cut. I don't know why, but there's lights all over. Hardening off my vegetable plants. They've been working out pretty good, but what I found out after the cold front came through and I covered up a lot of plants, I had about 10 plants growing outside in raised garden beds, like straight neck squash and cucumber, okra, corn, trying to do like an experiment to see whether or not the plants can make it through the winter and the snap cold fronts and sessions that we have in Arkansas. Now, some of the plants did really good, considering I had to cover them up with plastic and everything to try to protect them on the outside. But overall, they did really good. Of course, you're going to lose some. That's just an experience that comes along with gardening, if you ask me. And that's how we learn. Yeah, I don't like losing my little seedlings, but sometimes they've been growing for like a month and a half or 2 months and you end up losing them. Sometimes they can be growing for a whole year and you'll lose them. Depending on what type of plant, a shrub, a tree, or vegetable that you're growing. But I'm going to get started. I just got me some soup really in here. Some morning, it just seemed like I have to put something in my stomach. All right. And I just want to say, whatever it is that you're doing, stick with it. Stick with your gardening. Stick with what you're doing. Don't give up on it. Sometimes it seems like, wow, you know, my plant's dying, this is happening, that is happening, this is what's going on in the world, and I don't feel like doing anything today. Well, some days you're going to have some days like that. But what I'm saying, don't let it get you. Have some days like that, but don't just give up and say, hey, forget this. Now, yeah, you all try to stay hydrated, drink plenty of water. Just do it. So much going on. All right. Hello. Let me cover my soil. I did a lot of planting last night, and I was going to go live last night, right? But I didn't do it. So now I'm live, and I want to get rolling into what we need to be doing, because time is still jumping. I have some loofah seeds. I've never planted loofah before, but I was researching it. I think it was Homestead Heart on YouTube. Homestead Heart. I think she was growing some, or they were growing some loofah. Now, I've never really even planted in it. I never had seen any until I was looking at it on her YouTube channel. Homestead Heart. And this is what I'm going to be planting today. And I ordered these seeds. I guess that's what loofah seeds look like. I don't know. They're black. Look kind of like watermelon seeds to me. I'm going to plant some loofah today. And I think to start with, what I'll do to start planting the loofah, and I'm going to have other plants and seedlings. I'll put other seeds off in here today also. I'm going to really be planting some corn. I'm really trying to get plenty of corn planted. So I believe in this tray alone, I'm probably going to have loofah plants. I don't know how big, you know, just looking at this loofah seed, I don't think I want to even start the loofah off in this. This is a large seed, like a big, put me in the mind of a watermelon seed. So, I think, since I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5 markers already from last night that I stayed up working, messing with this here. What I want to do is this. I think it would be best for me to start the loofah plants off in a larger container like this. I'm just thinking, sometimes you can save yourself a lot of work, because if I plant those large seeds in these small cells here, if I put 10 of them in there, okay, they're small cells, they're not real deep either. All right. When that seed that's this big starts to germinate, starting to grow, it's going to outgrow a cell like this real fast, I believe. So let's just put this to the side and look over here at my soil that I have already mixed up. My really is starting mixture with peat moss in it. Perlite is already in here. Some of my compost, just a little bit. Seeds can be really funny. And yes. So I got that, and let's just do this. I already have my soil mixture here. I have my cups. take about 5 of them out because I have 5 loofah seeds that I'm going to be planting. I believe I will be planting more than 1 to a cup, maybe 2 seeds to a cup. This is my first time planting loofah seeds. And maybe I'll put 2 seeds to a cup. That's the way I would suggest anyone would do it. You know, you're using a lot of soil. You got to water the plant the same amount of time. You might as well have a couple of seeds in a container, or maybe 4 or 6. It depends on what type of seeds you're growing. But since these seeds are so large, I don't want to have a whole bunch of loofah all over the yard, but I will grow. It's going to be about 10 plants. I have more than 10 seeds though. So let's just do this. Got that. That's 5 containers. How you all doing today? I'm happy to see you all. I'm going to halfway fill up the cups with soil, potting soil. Because I am putting a seed in the ground, so let's try to stick with it. Potting soil, because that's exactly what it's going to need, potting soil. I'm really almost filling these things up, just keeping just a little room on the top. Once I water them, they're going to sink down some more anyway. And I just like to leave enough soil at the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through here and I'm going to press each one of them down. And I need my gloves on, but I'm not really, this is really dry soil. I'm just going to use my fingertips, but I need my gloves on, so. I don't want that finger infection anymore. Alright, let's just do it like this here, Priscilla, to be on the safe side. Well, I want some more soil in here. I want a little more here because I want it to be so I can just set that seed. I just want to be able to drop the seed in here and put some more soil on top of it. Press it down a little bit to keep the air pockets out and keep on moving. Don't have all day long when you're trying to grow stuff. You really don't. But I'm going to give this here, the loofah seeds, a real good environment to start off with. A lot of room for the root system to spread. And just so it really can start just growing. Just start growing, okay? Just start growing. And that's exactly what I'm getting ready to do. I have 5 containers open up already. And what I like to do is really get my labels together, lay them down. Got my cups laid out. Now, once I take my seeds out, and once I place my seeds in a container, watch this. And I'm putting 2 in, so I'm going to lay one right here. I'm going to place one right here and right there. You really could put 4 in there, but I got a feeling these loofah plants are going to have to grow in this container maybe for about 3 weeks. And then I'm going to mark it with the plant label. We'll put 2 more in here. And as I know that I put my seeds in my container, this is when I will stick something in there. But when I look at the stick, the markers let me know this is my system. Once I look at it, I see markers. There should be seeds in it, but I always check to make sure seeds are in there before I cover them up with dirt. So I'm putting 2 more, and I'll take my marker, and it has loofah written on it, and the date and everything written on it. I'm not going to try to get right up on that camera. It's too much reaching. I want to mess around and pull something in my back, and then I can't do anything. And now I put my little label off in there, stick it down far enough just to stick it down. And 2 plants. Alright. And a lot of times I'm growing different things at home. You may see some plants or something that you're interested in, and the seeds or something, you may not be able to get any seeds. And if I have some seeds, just inbox me or send me an email or something if I can help you. Now, this is the last marker. Now it's time to put you some soil on top. Pat it down. soil on top just to cover the seeds. The air pockets out around it, pat it down. I like to kind of bring it almost up to the top. Just enough to allow enough water so when I water it, it won't run over. That's the way I do it. This is loofah. Loofah, from what I have learned and researched about a loofah plant, it grows like a long, long vine and like a real long gourd, and it's green. Puts you in the mind of a real long, big, fat cucumber, really. To me, that's what it reminds me of. And it said the longer you leave this loofah plant out, to let the loofah sponge is like a sponge. Okay, you can use this thing as a scrubbing sponge for when you're taking a shower or a bath, because that's what it is. Once you let it stay on there a long time, let that loofah plant stay on there a long time, and then when it's time, I think you'll be able to peel the skin off and pull the sponge out, which is the loofah. Then you have to let the loofah sponge dry for a while, because you don't want it to be mildewed. You don't want it to be stinking or anything, so you have to set it up so you can get a lot of air circulating around it and dry the loofah sponge out. And then you can actually use it after it's dried out to clean stuff around your greenhouse, around your house, scrub your skin down. It's all natural. Take baths with it, and it's other things. And then after you get through with it and it's no good, you can compost it. Throw it in a compost pile and compost it all the way back down, so you're not losing anything. It's just a gaining thing. All right, let's do this now. Got me 5 loofah containers where I planted 2 seeds per container. Now it gives me an opportunity to almost get back 10 loofah plants. We'll see how it's going to work, because I need to water these right quick. And I'm looking around because I'm looking for something, and I found what I'm looking for. I'm going to show you something right now, and it's perfect. And that's why I keep these things. Hold on. Let me hear. Just a minute. You know, when I make videos, meat trays. Probably some chicken came in here or something. Most likely chicken. These trays come in really, really, really handy. And they're going to come in handy right now for me. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this meat tray to hold my loofah plants. And I'm going to be able to water my plants. Like right now, I'll be able to spray them. Spray the tops. That's all. I'm just going to spray the tops. That's all I'm going to do. Or I can either spray it, or I can use my little small, tiny watering can and just water the seed. Okay, I'll do it like that. Just water all 5 containers. That's all I'm doing. I can't stress enough how it's important to really get your seeds started. What are you going to be planting for your garden this spring and summer? Do you realize and see what's going on around the world? I'm just saying. Do you? Okay. I usually have some plastic gloves out. I'm very, very careful about my fingers now and not wanting to get them wet with different types of soil and potting soils and compost. Like I said, I had a finger infection. It was so bad last year. Antibiotics didn't even clear it up. So I had to lance it myself and work with it because COVID and everything else was just keeping people from answering phones, and everything is so different. People don't even want, workers don't even answer phones anymore at companies. It's just horrible. That's what I experienced. Now, the only thing that I have to do now with the loofah seeds, the only thing I have to do right now, people, just put the container somewhere where it's probably, if it can get some sunlight, and artificial light, and real light from the sun. You place them in a south-facing window. And what I'm going to do, I noticed that my sticks are really, really tall. I know I'm going to end up putting them in here eventually, or with the way the timing is right now, my last frost date for my grow zone 7B is going to be April the 3rd. I do have a greenhouse, so to germinate seeds, the seeds love heat. Once they start germinating in the greenhouse, because the love of heat, I just need to watch them because it can really get too hot inside of a greenhouse for young seedlings, and that greenhouse could kill all your seedlings, because I lost a couple of plants like that when the temperature went up to 70 degrees here in Arkansas. I had some of my seedlings in the greenhouse, and it went up to 70 outside, and I chalked it all up to the fact that it was warm inside the greenhouse, and it got warm 70 degrees outside. So the plants was looking really, really pretty before I put them in the greenhouse, and plus at the same time I was hardening these plants off. So it could have been a number of things. You may not guess it correctly, but it had to be a combination of the heat, I believe, and hardening them off at the same time. So the loofah is ready to get out of the way. I'm going to find a place on the shelf here to get it out of my way, because right now, to be honest with you, it's in my way. So I'm going to slide this here tray over. I got some tomato plants down there, corn, and broccoli. So what I'm going to do, see, I can water these plants and no water won't get all over the place in the house because of the styrofoam meat tray. They're perfect. Keep them. Don't throw them away. Save them. Be glad you did. Tell you that right now. Okay, got that. Loofah. I'll just wait till they start to break through the ground. I mean, once the plants start breaking through the soil, any plant, you really need to have a light over it then, a grow light. You really need to have some type of light source for your plant then if you have it inside. I'm trying to get to the point where I'm growing these on my own. If I can, for my grow zone. I don't know. I know pears grow in Arkansas in this grow zone. Peaches. You can grow lemons also. But I always bring my citral fruits and plants inside when it's cold. If I can, if I have them in containers, that is. But start experimenting and buying things and try people. Start trying to see can you grow your own stuff. Oranges. Try to start experiment with buying you an orange seed or orange tree or something. And if you never have experienced it or you never tried doing it, let this be the first spring that you go out and buy something and plant it. Teach yourself how to grow a certain tree, a fruit tree. Nothing like eating a good old sweet orange, any type of fruit, grapes off of a grapevine. Plant you a grapevine. Pears and plums, peaches, kumquat, like Lead Farmer 73 be talking about all the time, all those trees and different things he's doing on YouTube. Lead Farmer and his wife, Sister Lead. Lady Lead. They call her Lady Lead. But do something different is what I'm saying. Do something different this year, people. And where are my forever advancing yourself people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. I hope you all are doing good this morning. Good to see everyone. I'm glad you all could come by and join me or came across my video and just clicked in to see what it's about. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the like button. And I am Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse. Let's keep it moving, people. Now, this is what I need to do. I have some little markers here. And they're not the best markers, and I'm not too happy with the markers. I use them because that's all I have laying around here to use until my labels come in the mail. Hopefully I'll get them early this week, okay? All right. Corn. Sweet corn. Sweet corn, but this is Stowell's Evergreen. This is early Sun Glow Hybrid. Now, first things first, people. I got a permanent acrylic marker. These little sticks are narrow, but I think they'll do the job because the weather is getting ready to warm up, and maybe I won't have to keep putting them in my grow station. Whatever needs to go in there, I just have to find a way to adjust it because the sticks are so long. And those lights are in here. And I have a tray. I have a tray in here right now. And I just have the lights on so it can give off more heat to make the soil warmer to make it germinate. Because when a seed is not growing, it really doesn't need light until it actually germinate and pop through the soil. Then it needs light real quick then. So this is a freshly planted tray. I did that on last night. I'm going to tell you what all I have planted off in here, okay? And some of the plants will be for a gentleman here in the area once they get to a certain height. All right, let's see. I'm going to tell you what I have growing here. Cucumber, squash, tomato, cauliflower, okra, corn, red, green, and yellow sweet peppers, basil, beefsteak tomatoes, oregano, celery, spinach, and thyme. Planted that on yesterday evening, late in the evening. And it's like 5 cells per row. So you're looking at about 10 seeds, however many seeds you put in a cell. But I'm looking at least 2 seeds per cell. And there's a chance that there'll be 10 plants of all the seeds germinate and come up and live, okay? So I'm trying to get me some herbs and spices together this year. I didn't grow very many last year. And I just want to have that around anyway, you know, so you can have some seasoning. Um, my stomach will tell you something about letting things get to you too much in this season, people. And I know I'm jumping around, but that's the seeds that I have growing in there. I'm saying this because what's going on around us in this world. That's why you see me. This is hot soup. And I got to go heat it back up. Because I feel like the news makes me feel a certain way sometimes. And I stay away from it. I just purposely stay away from what's going on in the news. Every day won't get it, listening to it. Every evening, every morning, every night, listening to that type of stuff and watching it is not conducive to good health at all. And what it does to me, it make my stomach jittery feeling inside of my stomach. When it wasn't like that until all this hell broke loose over there. Lord have mercy. That's all I got to say about it. Let me get me some more hot soup. And if you all want to take a water break or something, or go and find some seeds and get ready to plant, I'll be right back. I'm back. If you don't make a video, nobody won't know what you're doing. How you doing? How y'all doing? I'm back. If you don't find time to go live and make a video and upload it to a platform, no one will never know you around. Even when you make a video and upload it to platforms, it's still hard for people to find you. But keep on doing it. Don't despise the days a small beginning. Excuse me. Something I always have to try to make me start coughing. Maybe it's the pepper in the soup or something. Never despise the days of small beginning, people. A small beginning can turn out to be a large something. But you have to do something with it every day, every week. You just can't sit back and wait for something to manifest on its own and you never make one step toward making it happen. Amen? You know, I'm just drinking something hot. And it's nothing like drinking you something hot that you like. And when it goes down your throat, it helps your chest area, your lungs, and everything. So learn how to drink some hot soup in the morning time. And this here have very, very tiny, skinny, hair-like noodles in it. And I love them. I hate to walk around with an empty stomach. You know, when I'm fasting or something like that, I understand my stomach empty now then, and I'm just drinking water. But other than if I'm on a fast or something, I like to have something in my stomach. It's just too much going on. It's just too much going on. Sometimes I think you need to have something in your stomach and in your gut for health purposes sometimes. And health reason. Okay, people. I got my loofah plants out of the way. That's something that I didn't have planted until I went live and I started to work. Now, well, this is an 18 cell planting tray. I don't want to use that one though. I'm debating on, somebody may want some plants, so I will use this. I will put it right here. This is the one that came with the dome. Okay, the dome. And it has a watering tray where I can water it from the bottom. And my tray is somewhere. Because I was doing something else with that tray. And that's why I'm not able to find it. We're going to get busy planting some corn seed. I like to go live, and a lot of times I'm like, I hope somebody's planting something while they're watching this video. Plant something. A hot pepper. Plant something. Do something when a person is live. When someone's live, do something. What I mean about do something, just don't be sitting there watching them plant something. Be doing something real constructive while you're doing it. Because sometimes you can spend a whole hour looking at somebody else's video. And during that hour, you still could have been listening to that video, watching that person, looking up at that person, and getting their information and knowledge. And at the same time, you can have a whole tray of vegetable seeds planted. So let's get started. Get your markers out, mark your labels, start marking your labels off with me. And that's what we're doing right now. And sometimes you have to make sure the markers are working. But let me just go on and put sweet corn. The sweet corn. I don't know why it's sounding like that. I am... Hold up. Just a minute. That's my fanny pouch. Sweet corn, first label. And the Stowell's Evergreen is the white version. So over on the back of this stick, I'm just going to flip it over and I'm going to put Stowell's. Stowell's Evergreen. This is just like a small something that you just do up front, people, to avoid a headache in the end. Not knowing what you planted, my goodness. Until they actually start blooming and growing. I don't like that. So I know this is the Stowell Evergreen Sweet Corn. And that's going to be one row of 5. But most likely there's going to be 10 plants. Because I'm going to put two seeds per cell. So that's the Stowell Sweet Corn. And I'm going to have... maybe 3 rows of this corn. So let me make 3 sticks really, really fast. Or I could use 1 stick. And I've done this before. Since I'm using 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, I can take this 1 stick that I've already made, right? Which I am going to do it because I'm going to save my sticks like this. And I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 rows of the Stowell's Evergreen Sweet Corn. When I put the soil in here, I'm going to have sweet corn. And I'm going to have an arrow. I'm going to make an arrow. And I'm going to point it this way. And that's going to tell me nothing but sweet corn planted on these 3 rows. 3 rows of nothing but sweet corn, Stowell's. And what I want to do, I need to put white because it's white corn. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put a slash here. And I'm going to put a WHT. Alright, I know what it means. So at this point, come along with me. This is what I need to do. Notice this is my corn. This is my label. And I'm going to start it off in the cells here. So, if you're ready, and you're right there with me, let's do this. Maybe you're getting ready to plant something. And you know you need to use, using your plant starting formula, or whatever you're going to use, or seed starting mixture, potting soil, however you want to do it. But I have my own mixture that I have made up and that I use. And this is just some Jiffy. I'm going to mix some of this in today because my peat moss is outside. So this is a nice fluffy bag here that I've been using. Just roll it back down. I bought more potting soil yesterday, but I always want to put some of my compost in here, so that's what I stick to. I love putting compost in here, and I have some of my compost right over here. Hold on. Try to be halfway ready anyway. This is some of my compost. Wow, it looks good too. Tilt it over. I don't want to take a lot of it out. Because I want to put a whole bunch of it in there. We'll mix that in real good. There's twigs in here, because that's how I have twigs in my compost sometimes. And that's how I make it. But now I'm going to take the twigs out. Cover this back up with plastic. Hello, hello, good to see you all. And the only thing I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to remove any pieces of bark, big pieces of twig that I know is in there. I know it's in there right now, so I saw it. So get it out. Kind of move it around and get it, squeeze it in my hands. That's how I really find out if the twigs are in there. Mix it up real good. It's a big piece of wood. Okay. Removing pieces of wood, stuff that I don't want in my potting. My seed starting mix, potting mix, whatever you want to call it. You know what you done put in yours, and I know what I put in mine. And sometimes, and I'm going to do it right now also. I have another container. This is some perlite. I'm just going to put all of this perlite in here. Put this plastic over and let that dust die down. And I'm going to keep this container and use this container for a planter. I'm going to cut it off all the way around with a box cutter. Put holes in it. I'm going to put soil in it. I'm going to label it. I'll be planting something in here. I don't know what. But when I use containers big like this, I plant a lot of seeds in here. A lot of seeds will be planted. Say, for instance, I want a whole lot more cucumbers or something. Or tomatoes. I'll put it right in here. I save my containers. Okay. Perlite dust has died down. Let's move this out the way. Let's mix it in. Mix it in real good. Mix it in real good. Break up my compost that I just put in there. I tell you, I make my own compost. My plants love the compost when they're starting to grow. And now, this is what I'm going to do. Move this out the way. I just slide all this out the way. I just want to keep my corn. I don't want to get my corn mixed up with the other seeds. I want to keep my labels and my markers close by. And I'm move this over like this, because what I want to do is put this here planter. I'm going to put it right up against the container. Only thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to get me some potting soil. And I'm going to halfway fill it up, just a little bit over half. And I'm going to put the seed on top of the soil. I'm going to come back over with a layer of soil and I'll be finished. Okay, let's go. Just drop the soil right there, because there's 3 compartments that I'm working with. And what I'm doing, I'm just sliding the soil off into these here cells. And a lot of them pack down to the exact height anyway, to be honest with you, once you press them down. So, here we go. You take some out and put it, just tap it down. It's almost ready for the seeds already, and it goes down far enough. When you press them down, you press the soil down, that is, it leaves a little indentation in the middle for your corn seed. And you're going to go back over everything else anyway with soil, so here we go. Smooth that down. And I know this is the sweet corn and the Stoll's Evergreen, planted on March 3rd. Here's my label. And now, what I will do now is take my marker. I'm going to make an arrow that points this way to let me know the next time I look at this, I have 3 rows, and I'll put a number 3 there. Stick it right down in there, just like that. And I know 3 rows of corn planted. That's my little system. So, get your corn seeds. Take the top off. Nice seeds, and a nice size. So, one thing about corn, when corn start growing, that's another vegetable plant you got to start planting out real fast. So I'm going to put 2 seeds in each one of these sections. Let's put 2 seeds in there. 1 in each corner. With corn being so big, that's all how many seeds I'm going to put in the cell. 2. Get that done. Praise the Lord. So if you're planting with me, this will give you an opportunity when I go live, and you know it's something you want to try doing, and you don't feel like doing it. Let's say you just don't feel like doing it, but since I'm live, you may want to try to go on and do it. So when I go live, just get busy doing what you need to do. And that's how you get a lot of your work out the way and get it done. Okay, here we go. Here's 2 more seeds. Let's stick them in here. In just a minute, I'm going to have 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, that's 10. That's 30 plants. If every one of these corn plants come up, that's 30 corn plants, sweet corn. Okay. Now, stay hydrated, people. It's so important. Drink plenty of water. Have to make myself drink water. Now, cover it up with another layer of soil right on top of the seed. Let's do it. I put it right in the middle of what I'm going to do. I'm going to be spreading it all out. Let it fall right into the cells, and that's what I want it to do. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. And I'm going to pull this forward like this. Put it in these cells on this end. And through. A piece of wood is in there. I feel it. Let me get that out. I got that out of there. Put it out the way. Smoothing it off. Smooth it down, smooth it down, smooth it down. Every cell is covered. Let's get the air pockets out now. Tap it down. Just press it down just a little. That's all you're doing. And you're going to get ready to water them. And I'm going to have to go and get that tray. I got to find out where I put it, because I don't want any water running all over the place. You just always top it off. Top it off real good with soil. You got the air pockets out. You're topping it off real good. And when it starts growing, it's going to pop up through that, and it needs every inch of that soil that's in there to grow in. Every bit of it is well needed. Alright, through with that. I'm going to, for now, I'm just going to rest it in here. I'm resting it in the dome. I'm only resting it in the dome because I want to put water on it. I need to water them. Spray. I'm just going to spray. Just a minute. Bear with me. I like to kind of get stuff cleaned up as I go. Because when it's over with, I don't want to be dealing with all that dirt and stuff. Here we go. You just water it real good, okay? You always can go back and water them again, but right now, I want to just let it get settled, water it. Now, any way you decide to water it, I'm doing it like that. You can spray it, or you can just grab a bucket. Your little watering can. You just go straight down the road, just like that. Go back over, go up. Come back down the middle. That's it. That's it. and just tap it down. It's really getting the water air pockets out now, because the soil is going to settle it down. And if you tap it down, the seed is ready to start coming up. That's good. We're through with this white sweet corn, and it's white, and I have 3 rows. I'm going to show you all how. We got the stick here. I got my marker in there, which is right here, right? Little tiny marker. 1, 2, 3 rows this way, nothing but corn. And that's how I got my little arrow up there pointing, so I can know it's nothing but corn growing there. One of these cells needs a little more soil in it. It just really is too low. It really is too low, so it's going to be growing after a while. You want the soil to be. Just make sure their soil is in there. They need enough soil to get started. That's all the sweet corn right there. And now, just going to fold this here down. I had my Scotch tape last night, right? If you don't put something back in the exact place, so you can find it, you may have to use packaging tape instead of the good old easy to tear off Scotch tape or whatever type of brand you purchase. I just like to put a piece on my seeds, so the seeds won't be falling out all over the place. I'm getting ready to make another label. This is the yellow corn, and here's my marker stick right here. Slide this out my way because I need some writing room. Clean this off, make sure there's no dirt underneath it. Permanent markers right here. The name of the corn is right there. Now, whoo, I'm working. I must be just, it seems like I'm not really doing anything, but I'm sweating for some reason. And I think it's just hot in this house. And where am I forever advancing yourself, people? You all know how we do this thing. We take it from level to level to level to level. How you all doing today? All right, let's see what we're going to do next. Let's get this label, stick label, plant marker filled out. Still early sun glow. Early sun glow hybrid. And flip it over and put sweet corn yellow. You can abbreviate all of it. Don't get so overwhelmed with how long the title of the vegetables are. Come up with your own system. You may just have 4 letters on that stick, and you know exactly what you're looking at, as long as you know what you're looking at when it's starting to grow. And that you can tell somebody else what it is. I don't care what you do. Just like sweet corn. You can put STCN. I know that's sweet corn. It's all depends on how you want to do it. But that early sun glow hybrid, to know what that really is, you have to write it out. Early sun glow hybrid. If I don't write it all the way out, I'm not going to know anything about no abbreviations about what corn this is. Because I've never grown this corn before. I do not believe I have anyway. And I believe I'll make 3 rows of that yellow early sun glow hybrid. And right at the top here, I'm going to put my arrow while I'm sitting down. So I can know it's 3 rows. An arrow always tell me it's more than 1 row. And based on where you have it, you'll know if it's 2 rows. You'll know if it's 4 rows. Because if you're going to plant, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's divided by 2, you want 4 rows of something if that's all you want to put in it. But I'm just going to do 3, 6, and then I'm going to come on these last 2 rows, and I'm going to have some different variety of different vegetables growing in each one of those cells. That's how I do it. But I want the bulk of it to be varieties of corn. So, sweet corn, yellow. Okay, sweet corn, yellow. Okay, let's do this. Get the corn out the way. Markers out the way. Let's do this. So this is just how you have to do it sometimes. Hold up, people. Just a minute. It's all right. I was checking something out. Okay. Try to put it up here as close as I can. I want 3 rows halfway filled up, so let me do this. See bugs moving around this soil. Something like a little baby centipede was in it. Because it's soil. They want somewhere to live. So I'm going to smooth this out amongst the 3 trays. The 3 rows, okay, of cells. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And I'm going to press them in. I'm going to press them in, nice. So this root system have something to really be growing in, okay? Get that pressed down nice. Air pockets out of it. Now, open the corn. So we're just going to go over it. Hold on. Just a minute. Hello, how y'all doing? Alright. Open your sweet corn, your yellow sweet corn up. This corn is going to eventually, it's going to grow. My thing is, they will grow. If you work with it now, you'll have some food. Just go and put the work in now. Put it in now. Everybody's going to talk about, yeah, she working at home today. Planting them seeds and farming. I'm going to have some food to eat, I can bet you that. Bet you that. In the name of Jesus. Alright. Put your 2 seeds off in there. It's a piece of wood. Seems like it's under there. Let's keep on moving. I mean, it's a big old piece of wood. Oh, my. These 2 pieces of the corn is already in there, so I know 2 pieces in there. Start putting your seeds in. You get kind of quiet when you're working. Sometimes you don't want to do all that talking. You just want to show people how to do it. Put your seeds in there. You just want to keep on moving. Put 2 more. The other one look kind of rough, like it broke all up. So, corn can look so tough sometimes. Don't even look like that corn will grow. But it'll grow, baby. Let me fold it down. What I'm getting ready to do now is cover it up with a layer of dirt. Water it, and there'll be some more plants, some more seeds in the ground. More seeds in the ground is what I'm talking about. More seeds in the ground. I'm going to stick my plant marker in here. And I know that's sweet corn. Look on the back of it, and I'll find out what the variety is. Ouch. I think, hold on. And I just want to do something here. I want to put, I want to open that corn back up, but I need to. Put a couple of yellow seeds in there. I'm getting ready to put 4 pieces of corn, yeah. I got to really watch this, but I'm doing it for a reason. It's somebody, a corn that I'm planting, and I want this person to have a variety of corn, more than just a yellow piece of corn. I want them to be kind of like, wow, when their corn start growing this summer. I want them to be kind of like, wow. You know, I got 2 different colored corn. I didn't know that. They come ask me about it. I said, oh yeah. I knew exactly what I was doing when I was doing this for you. I know what I'm doing. You know, I give that person a variety of corn that's going. Okay, let me stick it in here. The corn goes right there. Let me try it with my naked hands this time. Hold on. That's it. I'm just smoothing everything back down. Corn. So she can have a variety to choose from. I'm going to stick that neck over in here, and I'm going to water it. There we go. I'll be right back. Where are my feather advancing yourself people? Y'all know how we do this thing? We do take it from level to level to level to level. All right. I'm back. All righty, people. You know, when something happened to you, like in my case, I had a bad finger infection last year on this finger. You learn from that type of stuff real hard. It's a hard lesson. You learn, though. That's why you see me keep on putting my gloves on, because the doctor said probably I got infected probably from soil. As crazy as I was, like, soil. I'm going to keep on farming, though. I don't care what you say. I'm still going to do what I'm doing. It's a rock. Hold on. Kind of stuff in this here. You find things in pot and soil. You just got to keep on moving. It's not going to stop you from growing. Keep on moving. Alright, cover this up. It's just time to cover corn seeds up. That's all I'm doing, covering the corn seeds up. Cover them up real good. Press down, press down, press down, press down. Don't pack it. That seed needs to be able to still breathe some. You're not trying to take all the oxygen from it, mashing it to death underneath the soil. Just tap it down. Now, top it off. I like to top mine all the way up to the top. That's what I like to do. And then some of the excess soil, just tap it down, tap, 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 tap. And brush it off in the other two cells that you're going to use anyway. So, brush it off, brush it off. What we're getting ready to do now, put some water on them. These last three. And since I use my little watering can, let it run all over. Let it run all over. The peat moss in there, just water it good. Just water it good. It's gonna soak to the bottom anyway. Still be all right. You just tap it down. All right. Finished with that. So what we're looking at now. What are we looking at now? Just take you putting some time into it, and we're looking at sweet corn, the white sweet corn, and you're looking at the yellow sweet corn, and there's a possibility there's 30 plants if all the seeds live. There's another 30 plants right there, so you're looking at 60 plants right there in a very short period of time, really. 60 corn plants. 2 different varieties. 60. 60. Not 20, not 30, but 60 of them. And what I have to do now, hopefully, I have to get them transplanted into a larger cups to be able to be putting them in the ground next month. Yes. Let's move on. Let's move on. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. I don't want to get stagnated. I don't want to stop. But what I want to do next, I want to look at this seed collection that I got from Callie Kim. She got a collection of kale seeds. Different type of kale. So, I think I'm going to give it a try. Kale will do good right now, and it could stand up against a light frost too in April if a frost come through. Greens, turnip green, collard green, mustard green, beans, peas. I think they can do well in temperatures in the 30s. That's my research for pea plant, cool weather plant, broccoli, spinach, kale, turnips, collards, cauliflower. Cool weather vegetables that should do well right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up one of Callie Kim's. I ordered this online from Callie Kim Garden and Home Do It Yourself. She sent me a little pen, and that's a seed pack right here. And this is the Callie Kim Garden and Home Do It Yourself. Okay? You can go online too and find her. So what I'm going to do, I like this pen. You always need the stuff to write with. I wonder, can I write on a stick with this pen? I'm going to test it out. Maybe that's why she sent it. Let me see, I'm just going to see. She sent me a certain type of pen. It could be a special pen. Let's see. Let me make sure it's writing first. Write black and Believe it or not, I don't know if it's a permanent ink. Well, ink is ink, but I just want to show you. Ouch. That arm hurts. Ooh, God help me. I wrote corn on there. That's all. I wrote corn on there. So, I'm going to test this. It's just an ink pen, really. I'm going to test it out in this tray. And I'm going to mark these last 2 sticks with this pen. Garden and home. I always use markers. Maybe I used the ink pen before. But you can write on these sticks. You can write on the wooden sticks. I don't know about the labels that I usually have that's made out of vinyl like this. They're made like this. You can't not with no you can, yeah, you even up with this you can see some scribble scrabble, but I don't want that for sure. I'll try to stick, and I'm gonna see if it's gonna fade out or bleed. Sometimes when you're writing on wood, it bleeds out a lot and mess up everything. You can't even read what you planted. So let's do this. Good to see you all today. I hope everybody's praying every day to change things if we can change it with prayer. Please pray. That's all I got to tell you. Pray. My God, there's some horrible stuff happening in 2022 in this world. But it's happening all the time. We're just paying more attention to this. There's things happening all over the world, people. People fighting, things happening, people getting killed in Africa, Nigeria, all over the world. There's a lot of evil going on everywhere you look. Some are just getting covered more than others. But the same type of evils are going on everywhere. Some will get covered more. Definitely need to be covered. Don't get me wrong. Definitely better be covered now. What's going on right now in this world needs to definitely be covered. Let's do this. Corn, and I'm going to split these 2 cells up exactly like I said. I want more of something that's more than one little plant. If I can put 3 or 4 different things in the ground, they're still good. And they're different. They can be different. Every last one of them can be different. That means that you got a chance to experience the growth of other plants, probably that you never grew before. I think I'm looking at something. But I've grown oregano before, celery, spinach. I've grown all that before anyway. But I'm definitely trying to put some seasoning in the ground. Spices. I'm definitely trying to put some in there. Alright. Alright, let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to open up Cali Kim Garden Home Do-It-Yourself pack and see what's off in this thing. A lot of seeds in here. The seed packs in here, different seed pack. And I'm looking at the Blue Scotch Curl Kale, Blue Scotch. And the KX Kale, I don't know what that is. The Red Russian Kale, Heirloom. And the Lisiano Kale. My goodness. Now. In gardening, let me sit down and say this. It makes me feel tired just thinking about it. Oh, goodness. You know something? I'm looking at these kale seeds. I have 2 rows left. I got a lot of different kale seeds. And I would love to see what they look like. So I'm going to take this ink pen that I got, along with my labels that I have here. I still have a container with some markers in it. This is what I'm going to have to do, whether I want to take that time to do it or not. I'm going to have to take this pack right here, and I'm going to have to say this is the Blue Scotch Curl Kale. Now, I'm going to have to write this all the way out. I may be able to abbreviate something. Not really anything, because I've never planted Blue Scotch Curl Kale. So, here we go. The thing is, let me start writing it. Blue Scotch. And I can't use this ink pen that she sent me. I've got to get my fine tooth permanent marker, and I'm going to start back over and write. And once it starts writing, it doesn't miss if I press down hard enough. Curled kale. Curled kale. I have to write that whole thing out. But I'm going to put a date on the back. I'm going to write Kale again. And I'm going to put the 15th on the back of the stick. Put it aside. Just leave the kale seed right there. The next stick will be labeled KX Kale. I don't know what I'm growing. KX Kale. I wonder how this kale got its name. All of it. How did they just come up with these names of the kale plants? Okay, that's KX Kale. I'll stick that off in there. And yeah, the date is important, so you're going to have to find the time to do it. And you toss that aside, you move right along with what it is that you need to do. I don't want to be writing these long kale seed names down, but I need to grow them, and I need to know what I'm growing. I got to know the name of it. So somebody may say, well, what is this? Well, that's the lacinato kale. Now, what in the world is a lacinato kale? I got to find out what that lacinato kale look like. I sure do, and that's why I'm going to look at the name. Lacinato. I got my glasses laying around somewhere, but let's get it right, y'all. Let's put the glasses on, put them on. Let me see. Lacinato kale. No, I never heard of the name of a kale plant. No, I have not. I'm sorry, I haven't. Put the label to the side, put the seed over here. And this is my last pack of kale seeds. Alright? I have 4 different varieties. And I have 10 cells. Now I'm going to put at least 2 seeds of each one of them in the cell. In the end, I'll have everything. I don't know what that is. Don't call my number. It says a scam likely. Anyway, let me write down the last kale seed variety, which is the red Russian kale. It's an heirloom. Red Russian kale. Let's move on. Red Russian kale. Okay. I put kale on the back. If I'm looking at something and there's no room to really flip that container around to see what's on the other side, and sometimes those trays be in some very awkward positions in a greenhouse, and the only thing you're trying to see is what it is if you can't really tell by looking at it. But anyway, kale, and you just go on it. All my little sticks are right here now, so this is what I need to do. The hard part is over with. The hard part is when I say, ugh, my knees, they hurt sometimes, y'all. What about y'all knees? I know mine bother me sometimes. The hard part is over with. When I say hard part, I'm talking about writing these labels. You have to have your labels written out, but this is something I don't like doing, really. I just don't like label doing. But I do them because I want to know what I'm growing. So, you stick one like the Louisiana kale. You can go to the right and put your arrow to the right, and you'll have 2 cells with nothing but Louisiana kale seeds in the 2 cells here. And I'm just going to set it up so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. And this here is the red Russian kale. I'm going to put another one right there, and I'm going to put an arrow, and I'm going to know that there's 2 cells side by side where I'm growing red Russian kale. Because I'm trying to use my tray in a variety of different ways to grow all kind of vegetables and plants all in it if I can. So, going straight down this row, I'm going to do the same thing with the blue Scotch curl kale. And I can put, these are kale seeds. I could actually stick, but you got to be ready to do some work. Oh my goodness, when you plant the seeds like this. I can put 4 seeds in there. And that's probably what I'm going to do. Because I'm at the time now that I need to get the seeds in the ground is March. My last frost date is next month on the 3rd. I started plants a whole 2 months ago almost, back in January. It was January, February, March, yeah. No, December. Some of my plants were started all the way back in December. January, February, March. 3 months. There are a lot of plants been growing. Alright? So, whatever cool weathered plant, vegetable that you want, right now is the time for you to get them in the ground now, today. Because this is cool weather here. And you know, April going to still be a good time for plants to grow. May going to be real good. May showers bring, what is it? Is it April showers bring May flowers? Yeah, April showers bring May flowers. So April going to be pretty. May is going to be pretty. Things going to be blooming in May. So what you need to do is get your stuff in the ground. You'll have some vegetables. Find out what you're going to do with your vegetable once they start growing. You're going to go to a farmer's market with them? Are you going to help people around the community with your plants in your greenhouse and to grow things for them and teach them? What are you going to do with your plants? Because you're going to have a lot of them most likely. Share it with your community. Can them. There's things you can do. But you will be feeding your family. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my marker. And since this is the K and X kale, it's going to be right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put an arrow right there. And there's 2 rows. And right there, I know what's going on. And I'm going to do the same thing here. With the blue Scotch curl kale and stick that back in there. I'm getting ready to plant seeds. I got these sticks all in the way, but I'm getting ready to plant the red Russian kale. I'm putting arrows on them so I can know that I have 2 rows growing of this here particular variety. And the 2 rows are to the right. Do the same thing on this stick. Make me an arrow. Put me the number 2, and on the back of it I have a date. Now it's time to do this, you all. Let me open up the red. Let me do it in order, straight down. The Lucinato. What in the world? What kind of kale is this? The Lucinato kale. That's a strange name, and it's a hard name for me. But anyway, this is my opportunity to get some kale plants out of these seeds, right? So what I want to do is put some seeds in my hand. Not very many. Oh, please don't drop it and spill all these seeds. They're tiny. You can feel them. Drop one there. One right there. One in the corner. One in the middle. And I'll do the same thing here. Drop one right there. One in the side. And the middle. And what you have to do, I don't know if another one was trapped in the thing. What I have to do right now, this is the way I want to do it. I'm going to go on. Don't play now because it needs to be covered. It needs to be covered up so I can know the kale seeds are in there. I'm not going to water it right now, but I want to know. Build up all the way to the top. Tells me kale seeds are in there already. Tap it down. I'll water them in just a minute. And I'm going to move right along to the red Russian kale. Make sure I got room for it. Tap it down. Tap it down. Red Russian kale. Red Russian kale seeds. So tiny, man. Trying to open these little plastic flaps up, that's not easy either. So let me see how many red Russian kales are. What do a red Russian kale look like? Let me look. It got to be beautiful. Hold on. Just a minute. Pictures of red Russian kale plants.
Images of red. Here you are.
No, red Russian. Oh, I see red Russian. Images of red. But I see red Russian. They're beautiful. My goodness. Red Russian kale is beautiful. I want to show you. Red Russian kale. Red Russian kale is beautiful. Red Russian kale. Right? Red Russian kale. This is what I'm getting ready to plant. With me seeing the picture of that red Russian kale. The kale seeds, they come up really little looking anyway. But I got to allow them room to grow for about 2 weeks. I may have to wait until they produce their true leaves. I think I killed some vegetable plants because of that. I didn't let them produce their true leaves. And I need to go look at a whole bunch of cucumbers in the greenhouse. Keep my eye on those cucumbers because I have not let them produce their true leaves. And I transplanted about 50 of them. I'm exaggerating it, not really 50, but it's close to it. But anyway, let me put the red Russian kale seeds in my hand here. I only have 2 cells. I'm going to try to get 4 plants per cell. And I think I can do it. But I have got to be ready to rock and roll and work and do whatever I have to do. Alright, let's do this. That's one. That's two. And what they're doing, they're rolling into the middle because it's not a flat surface. So what I'm doing, I'm getting them, I'm sticking them in the corner. I think I'll do that anyway, like right now. Stick that one there. Red Russian kale. Stick that one off in that corner. And I'm filling one at a time. And I'm just sticking them in the corner because they seem to like they want to roll down the hill and get right in the middle. Stick that one right there. And there'll be 5 in there, and I'll drop it right in the middle. Red Russian, let's get covered up. Cover them up as I go so I can know that that row is complete. That row is complete. That's what I want. I'm getting ready to put some water on these kale seeds. Tap that down. There's nothing in here yet. Let's get this here. Get some soil. I'm just stealing some soil from one cell to the next. Some of them fell over in the other cells that haven't been planted yet. And I need to take some of it out. And that's what I just did. Let's get some water. Let's get some spray water this time, and let's just do it. I want to just have them damp enough. All the way through to soak down to touch that seed. That bad boy got to start growing. Those bad boys have to start growing. Do you hear me? All right. I have lacinato kale, red Russian kale, and I'm getting ready to plant the blue Scotch. Is that Scotch? Hold on. The blue Scotch curl kale. Correct. Blue Scotch. That's what it is. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some of the soil out of here with a stick. I'm just going to rake it over on the other cells that's already been planted. I got a little too much in there. To me, it's too much in here. So, all right, y'all. Move it around in there. Okay. I'm always gonna put some more soil on top. But let me see what this here blue Scotch curl kale look like. Pictures of a blue Scotch curl kale plant.
These pictures should match.
Ooh-wee! My goodness. They are huge. Ah. They're beautiful. Very pretty and beautiful. I think I don't know if they were blue. I guess they was just curly kale. Because I don't think they had a blue tinge to them like the ones I'm looking at now. But let me let you look at the blue Scotch curl kale. Get you a real close-up of it. It is really beautiful. That's it. That's what it looked like. Beautiful, 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 isn't it? And that's the blue Scotch curl kale. Here's the seeds. Blue Scotch curl kale. My goodness, I love the way that kale looks. I love the way kale looks anyway. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Alright, Priscilla. We're about to wrap it up. I'm through with the red Russian. Get it out the way. Let's do the blue Scotch curl kale, people. And it's so pretty and big and fat and fluffy looking. It's going to be really, really pretty too. Trying to see where I'm going to put those plants at over on my greenhouse area when I start really putting them in the ground. I got a setup for them, but I don't know if I had kale in there. It doesn't matter. I'm putting it in there somewhere. Alright. Don't need very many seeds, and it's so many. Oh, it's so many. Let's do it. Make sure it's the right place. Stick one off in the corner there. Stick another one there. Just drop it if you can, because I'm guiding it more like now. And it's kind of flat. Do the same thing for the other cell. There's one in there, right there. In the middle, there's one in the side there. Push it down. And put one in the middle there. I still got some of them left over. I'm just going to sprinkle them in the cell. I'm not going to put them back in no bag. I'm just going to grow them. Now, let's cover them up with some potting soil. Just cover them up. It's not that serious. Just cover them up. Tap it down. Press it down. Get the air pockets out and keep it moving, people. Sometimes I think we spend too much time putting soil in trays. I just think you should try to do that as fast as possible. Okay, real fast as you can get it done. Because it takes up time when you're messing with it like that. So spray it, even when you water them. Try to water all of them over again so they can soak through real good. Keep on moving. I know I got some other stuff to do. I'm getting ready to wrap this video up after I get through with all this here. This is going to be it. And I really got a lot accomplished today, if you ask me. Let me see, 1, 2. Eight times 5 is 40. But you're looking at 3 to 5 to 6 seeds in certain trays, especially with this kale. So even if you just say 40 cells times 2, that's 80 plants. And add about another half on there, maybe 80 plus another 20. No, it's more than that. One 5 cell is holding 10 plants. Okay, so that's 80 plants right there. 10 times what? 10 times 8. That's 80 plants by itself with just 2 cells, 2 seeds in each cell. My point is, I got more than 2 seeds to each cell on some of them. So, add probably 20 onto that. You're looking at 100 or more seedlings that's going to possibly come up in here. 100 plants. And when them plants start growing, somebody have to take those 100 plants, somebody, most likely me, and get them transferred. And sometimes when people asking you to start seeds for them, and they don't really know what goes into the seed process of germinating the seed and watering it and watching that seed, taking care of that seed, and if you put a certain price on your service, that's why you have to be the one to know what you're worth. And if no one else believes you're worth that and what you do is worth it, let them go on to the side. Because you'll still be working and doing stuff based on what people think about you and what they're saying about you. And hey, I don't roll like that. I know I never have. Do that one. I don't do that one, baby. Not me. Now I'm taking this out. And that's why people getting killed right today overseas, because people want to be me. You want to be you. You want to say what you got to say. You want to voice your opinion. And people losing their lives right now as I speak because they want it to be that way. And they are that way. So anyway, how about this K and X? K and X kale. Let's find out what the K and X kale look like. And let me see if I want it. Doesn't matter where I want it or not, I need to plant it. Because this is really it. Push that up against the wall. Whatever I grow now, that's probably going to be it, because the next session is going to be me planting things in the ground that I've already have grown. I could jump back and plant some in the nighttime and grow some more and keep it rolling. Yeah, you still can do it like that. Let's see what the K and X kale look like. Pictures of the KX kale plant.
Check out these pictures.
Well, they're not pulling the KX kale picture up. I don't know. Does the KX stand for something? A specific name? Names of kale plants. The lancenato, I got that. They said the red boar kale. I have the red Russian kale. And the ornamental kale. The Siberian kale. Man, good gracious life. Kale got a whole bunch of names. Let's see. Chinese, palm, brassica, premier, scarlet, winter, winter red, winter bach, winter boar, Bates, savory, scarlet, and abundance. Okay, y'all. Anyway, it's a lot of names for the kale plants. Amen. Here we go. So the KX kale, I couldn't find any pictures of the KX kale, so it's all good. It's still a plant, and it still could help somebody, you know. It's a plant. So I'm going to put some seeds off in here for the KX kale plant. One on the side, one right there, one in the middle. Stick that one there. Put another one off in the cut right there. I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 seeds in there. And I'll do the same thing for this one. Do it right there. There's another one can go there. I think I done. There's something. Okay. That's that. Let's cover up the KX kale. Thank you all for staying with me and joining me. I'll be wrapping this video up very shortly. Really appreciate you all tuning in. I really do. I'm just going to clean these last 2 spots out for the last kale of the day. Well, I don't believe I had any more kale left over. The blue scotch I already got. Okay, I'm through with all my kale. So what I'm going to have to do now with the last 2 cells here is come up with 2 different vegetable plants that I want to put there. Simple as that. I just have to come up with 2 different plants that I want to put there. Alright? But what I'm going to do that on my own time, people. I think I've taken up enough of your time. And I hope you learned something from the video today. A variety of plants have been planted. And they will be getting eaten up also. They will be eaten also. Okay. Sweet corn. I have a variety that's white. And sweet corn variety that is yellow. The names of the corn on the back, the one is Stowell, and I forgot the other name of the corn, but they're there. And I have kale, 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 kale. I have the lacinato kale, the red Russian, blue scotch, and the KX kale. I couldn't find a picture of the KX kale. But what I'm going to be doing next, but I won't be live doing it, I'm going to plant 2 more variety of some type of seeds here. And then this whole tray will be ready to go in the area of the grow lights. Or out in the greenhouse. Weather permitting, out in the greenhouse to at least get them to germinate, because it's going to be warm in that greenhouse. That's the thing about a greenhouse. It's going to be warm in there, but I got to make sure that that temperature is not above 90 degrees or 80 degrees, because it's going to cause those plants to do something. They're not used to a closed greenhouse with temperatures in the 80s. Not right now. I have to probably keep that greenhouse open and maybe put a fan in that greenhouse and let it blow and circulate that air to keep them from dying if the temperature is warm. But at the same time, I want to use the greenhouse as the incubator to get my seeds germinating and starting to grow. I really enjoyed you all joining me today. If you're joining me another week down the line or a year down the line, I still appreciate you subscribing to my channel. And I'm asking you to subscribe to my channel and click on like, share the video. And I appreciate you all showing up. And this is what I do. And I hope you all were able to plant some seeds of your own. And I just hope you was able to do something different. And with you doing it differently, I just want to say thanks again. And I am Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse. I'm glad you all could show up today. And anytime I go live, subscribe and you'll be notified. And I'm so happy to meet you. God bless you.